Hello traders, how are you doing? Let us quickly take a look at what are the expectations for tomorrow. Let us again start at the monthly chart as we do on a regular basis. So if you see, we are above this 47.75 line, which is the 66% line of the monthly charts range. And we have the 5612.75 as the 50% of the monthly range. So apart from those two, this is just another pullback that happened on the monthly chart. If it keeps coming down from these areas, we will keep an eye that if it comes down to the 5612.75, that is the 1-3 area, we know it can act as a support again, and then we may come down to the high of this 5588.75. So these are the main areas of interest on the monthly chart that we need to remember. Apart from that, the monthly chart is not giving me any other information. Apart from that, it has just got a pullback from the top. If you see, this monthly chart also had a pullback from the top. We went below the close of this monthly bar and then kept going up again. So something similar may happen. We may keep doing a TR here. At this point of time, there is no other information that we can find out from the monthly chart. Again, if we look at the weekly chart, we broke out of the wedge. We are now coming down below the wedge. However, it is still not evident whether the weekly chart wants actually to be bearish or not. We need to remember that 5632.5, this area has been the low of the week as of now. So if we are coming down below 3 to tomorrow on the weekly chart, we may find support again on this weekly chart between 21 and 26.5. That is the breakout area for this weekly chart right here. We may come down there and we may bounce from there back again. So that is something that we need to remember. If we break this down, we may see the open of the last week. We will see on a lower time frame, this area also has other importance. So if we come down from here, we may actually see the open of the last week's candle. And if we when we see at the lower time frames, we'll see that 5611, 5612, that area has much more significance, that can work as a support. And then if that breaks down, we may actually come down to these areas on the weekly chart, which will be the 5587, the 5586 area that we were looking also on the monthly chart as well. Looking at the upside on the weekly chart, I would like to see price take out the 5565 level, and then I would start to think again whether the price wants to move up, because at that point of time we will be very close to this wedge line. The wedge line is at 5568.5, so that is the area that we broke down. So we need to see that if we are getting above the 68 area again, and at that point of time we may trust the market to go another 20-30 points to the top, can try to touch the 5700 line again, and may actually try to go up once more. So looking at the daily chart, there is something interesting that happened today. We had kind of a multi-bar reversal, right? But we closed here in the support area, and then we started bouncing again. So we came to the support area on the daily chart. I had this new channel drawn to the downside once we started breaking down from here, and I was waiting to see if we can come down a little bit more towards the 2-1 area, which did not happen, and we started bouncing from 32.5. I was at least actually expecting that we will come somewhere near this 30.5 line, which did not happen, and we started bouncing from there and we kept going up. Now while we are, let me remove this one right now. Now, while we are going up, I will keep an eye on the 50% of this particular candle, which happens at 5675. And if we can get up to there, and then we can see that if we are starting to getting rejected towards the downside, or we want to continue up, maybe towards the 88.5 line, or maybe back to the 5708 line, we will have much more resistance areas before we can reach that. So we will look at that when we look at the lower time frames. And on the downside, if we break down today's low, we can come and hit this 21. And if we can break 21 down, then we may come to 5615 to 12 area, which is again in coherence with the 11 area that we were seeing on the higher time frames. Or it can come to this bull flag area, which is at 5597 to 5585. And then if it breaks down from there, then we will try to see if we can come to these areas of 5570. Yesterday itself, I was talking that we may not be able to go down 100 points, and we already came down 70-80 points today. Okay, on the daily chart, I will also mark one more line, which is the 5567 area. It is again in coherence with the 5568 area that we were looking on the higher time frame. So if we can break above this and we can break above 75, there is a good chance that we can hit the 88.5 area, and then some more targets on the top. Also, we need to remember that 5621 actually may act as a very good area of support once again. So if we see that we are bouncing from the 2-1 area and again closing above the 3-0 area, there may be a chance that we are going back to the 4-6 area, to the 5-2 area, and then we will keep on climbing to the top. But then we will have to be very sure that we are getting above 3-0, we are holding 3-0, and we are not breaking that level down. Now, when I look at the 4-hour chart, now there is some point of concern that we have here, right? Let me remove some of the drawings from here for now. So on the 4-hour chart, we had this long-term trend line to the bottom right. We had one touch here, we had one touch here, and now we are trying to break it down. Maybe we will be unsuccessful. Maybe we will keep going up after breaking through this. But looking at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bar micro channel, a bearish micro channel on the 4-hour chart makes me really concerned that this is actually going to be a bear flag and we are going to have one more leg down. And if we are having that leg down, which becomes of equal size, we may very much come down to the 5565 level. We may have half the way traveled down in the overnight session itself, and then we will see where we open up in the morning and what are the support areas that we have, and based on that we will decide that which direction the market is going to go. Now, if I look at some of the areas of interest that we have on the 4-hour chart, this is a kind of an order block that we have here, right? So this is the area of support that we have, which is between 35 and 28. So if these areas are given up, then we may actually come and hit the 2-1 line. And if we come down from 2-1, we may actually come to this line, which is 1-4, and actually to the 1-5 to the 10 area, failing which we can very easily come down to the 5-5-9-7 to the 5-5-8-4 area, which is the previous balance zone that we had on the 4-hour chart. It may also so happen that we can have a kind of a left shoulder here. This, if we consider this is the head, we may go up back there till this trend line here again, and we may actually fall back down again to create a head and shoulder structure, and then we may have a 1:1 of this whole thing, and we may come down till that 5565 area that we talked about. If we are talking about resistance areas on the 4-hour chart, we will find resistance here in the 6665 area, and then we will find some resistance in the 7678 area as well, which is in coherence with the 75 line that we were talking about. However, if we keep going above from here, we may actually come to this area, which is 5695 on the higher time frame. However, if we keep going up from here, we may come to this level, which is at 94 or even at the 91. So 91 to 94, this area may be a target, and then finally we may come and hit this top line sometime, and then we may reject back down. If the bulls are very strong again and they want to take the market up, we will see at that point of time, once we go above 5700, then that thought process will kick in that okay, we may actually have a new high created, or we may actually go and visit one of the previous highs. Let us now look at the 1-hour chart. So on the 1-hour chart, we have started bouncing from here. If I try to do a measured move of this move right here, right now, we will come back up to the 5668 area, and then we can get rejected, right? So this 5668 area has been a point of contention. This has been the breakout area at that point of time, and we may get rejected from there again once price starts to come back up here. So on the 1-hour chart, if you see, this is the bear flag that got created at 10 a.m. today morning, and we broke down from that. So now we need to get above this 5-2 area. We may come back to this 72.75 area once again, do a double top here, and then the market can actually start dropping back again. I would be interested to see that if we are coming up here to the 72 to 75 level, if we can get above this double bottom area that we broke down today and continue to the top. At that point of time, I'll be interested to see if price is able to get through this channel and then get above this 80.75. Then we can get to that 88.75 line to the top. But before that, let us define the exact support and resistances that we have on the 1-hour chart at this point. So looking at the 1-hour chart, if we can manage to get above this bear flag, we will find resistance in this area again. If this area gets taken out above 80 and we can close above this 8880.5 line, then there is a big possibility that we will come and hit this balance zone once again. So there is a high possibility now there will be sellers here at this point. So if the sellers are actually here and they are trying to get our price down, and we come down below the 76 area again, then we may drop back down here, or otherwise we can go and hit some of the prices around this area on the hourly chart. So if we break down from the 30 area, we can come to this 21.25 area, failing which this will be a very good support area for the bulls here, because this has been a previous balance zone which we have not yet taken out. If we break down this balance zone, we will come back to this bull flag again, which ends at the 5585.25. Again, that can be a very good area of support based on this triple bottom that happened here. Failing that, we may again see the 74 to 70 area, and below that we can come down to the 5560 to the 5557 area, or even to the 5565 area, which was actually the 4-hour measured move to the downside. So looking at the RTH 1-hour chart, if we see that we had a big gap down today, and we actually did a 1:1 of the gap down towards the bottom. If we want to do a similar movement tomorrow, then we can actually come down to this 5590 area. However, there will be much more support areas to be conquered before we can come down to that level. So let us take a look at those. So based on the RTA chart, if we keep coming down below this 30 area, we may actually hit that 21 area, which is not there on the RTA chart because that was the ETH news hour level. So, and then if we fail that, we may come down to this 20 to 15 area, and then we have a breakout gap here. Is this the breakout gap? Yes, we have a breakout gap here at 12.25. So that is what I was referring to, that the 11 to 13 area may act as a very good area of support. Below that, we will find support again at 5607 to 06, and then price may come down to 5603, 5598, and finally 5590 may be the another 1:1 that the market will want to do. Right there, we have the balance zone on the 5-minute chart again, and that extends up to 5583. Below that, again, we will find support in the 5577 to 76 area, and then to the 70 to 67 area, which is the 68 area, which is the measured move on the 4-hour chart, and then we can finally come down to this balance zone. So we will keep the support area still here, and then we will start looking at the upside. On the upside, if we can get above the high of today, at that point of time, we will see if we are getting above that 7.5 line as we were seeing on the higher time frames, and then price can actually reach this 5282 level. Above this level, we may get to the 88 to the 90 level. And then we may come to this area, which was a very good support previously, but now it may actually act as a resistance, and we will mark it as a resistance at that point. If we can cross above this, we will come to this 5705 line again, and then we may find another major resistance in this area, and then the price may actually keep moving up. So we will see tomorrow morning where the price opens up. We are currently above the lower highs that we have created. We have come back to this balance zone here. It is highly possible that we go back to the 6.8 to the 7.2 area, get rejected from there, and start coming back down again. So we will have to see where the price opens tomorrow morning. What are the news items that comes out at 8:30, how the price reacts to that. I think tomorrow at 10 o'clock also there is some news items, so we will have to be careful about that. We will have the pre-market call at 8:45 a.m. EST in the morning. If you are interested to join that, you will find the link of that in the description below. Along with that, you will also have the link to all these charts, the multi-time frame charts that we have, that will be given in the description below. You will also have the link to our Facebook page as well as the free Discord server. You're very welcome to join there. And as always, please like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification icon. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.